So let me guess, you're super qualified, you're capable, you've proven yourself over and over again, and yet there is still that voice, the one that shows up right before you pitch for the big contract, right before you raise your prices, right before you step into the leadership role you've earned. Who do you think you are? You're not ready yet. You need more experience before you can do that. And so you wait. You prepare more, you get another certification, you say yes to opportunities that are beneath you and no to opportunities that scare you. You think these are limitations. Your actual capacity, the real edge of what you're capable of, but what if I told you they're not? What if every limitation you think you have is just old information installed in you before you even understood what was happening? I know this because at 19 I was sleeping in a hotel broom closet in Bangkok because I didn't think I had limitations. I didn't overthink it. I didn't ask permission. I just figured it out. I needed a place to sleep. Did I sleep? No. But that's not the point. Someone kicked me out at 4 a.m. and you know what I thought? Okay, next. No story about what I couldn't do. No belief that I wasn't resourceful enough. Just action. That's who you were before the world taught you to be small. Today, I'm going to show you exactly where your business limitations come from, why they're costing you more than you realize, and the precise steps to dismantle them so you can finally operate at your actual capacity. Because when you're building something, leading something, creating something that matters, you cannot afford a limited mindset. So let's do this. Your limitation isn't actually yours. They're just outdated programming from your surroundings. And here's what makes this dangerous for women in business. Most of your limitations weren't installed by you. They were installed by a culture that wasn't designed for you to win. You were taught to wait your turn, earn permission, prove yourself twice as hard, stay humble, which really means stay quiet, not ask for too much, be grateful for what you have, not make other people uncomfortable with your ambition. This isn't just personal baggage. This is strategic conditioning designed to keep you out of the room where decisions are made. Let me tell you where this started for me. I grew up in Norway with janteloven, a cultural law that literally translates to do not think you are better than anyone. Don't stand out. Don't claim your value. Don't think you're special. But I also had this engine inside me. Not arrogance, just this unshakable belief that I could figure anything out, that I would create without permission, that I didn't need the traditional path to build something meaningful. And everywhere I turned, people tried to install limitations. You can't start a business without a degree. You can't travel alone as a woman. It's not safe. You can't charge that much without more experience. You need to be more realistic. Every single one of these statements is designed to keep you manageable, predictable, small. And if I had believed them, I would never have built anything. I would never have traveled to Asia alone. I would never have lived in a remote island, created businesses, stood on stages. I would have been limited by other people's fear of what happens when women refuse to stay in their lane. Here's what you need to understand. Your limitations are in someone else's fear that you internalized as truths. And the moment you see that, everything changes. When you operate from limitations, you undercharge because you don't believe you're worth premium prices yet. You're waiting to be established enough. Meanwhile, mediocre men are charging twice what you charge with half your experience. Are you willing to do that? Underpitch. You don't go for the big contracts because you think you need more experience first. You talk yourself out of opportunities before anyone else can say no. Underlead, you second guess your decisions. You over-explain, you seek consensus when you should be making the call, and your team feels it. Under-innovate, you play it safe. You stick to what's been done before. You don't trust your instincts because you think your instincts need more credentials. This is your downfall of limitations. Not just confidence, actual business growth. I had a client, a brilliant strategist who came to me with an idea that could disrupt her entire industry. Original, needed, profitable, but every conversation's ended the same way. I don't have the right background for this. I don't have the credentials. People won't take me seriously. So I asked her, who told you that? Silence. Nobody directly, but she finally said, but that's just how it works, right? You need certain qualifications. Says who? And she couldn't answer because it wasn't her belief. It wasn't absorbed from her industry, from society, from watching other women get dismissed. So we questioned it. Is it actually true that you need those credentials? Or is that what the gatekeepers want you to believe? And as we dug deeper, she realized the most successful disruptors in her space didn't have traditional backgrounds. They had vision, conviction, and the audacity to try. So she launched, and it worked. Not because she suddenly got the credentials, but because she stopped waiting for permission from a system that was never going to give it to her anyway. This is the killer of limitations. You wait for permission that will never come from people who do not want you to succeed. Now, before we go further, let's get clear on something critical. Limitations and boundaries are not the same thing, and confusing them will keep you stuck. Limitations are fear-based. They're both what you've been told you can't do. Boundaries are self-respect based. They're about what you won't do because it doesn't serve you. Listen to the difference. Limitations, I can't raise my prices because clients will leave. Boundaries, I won't work with clients who don't value my expertise. Limitations, I can't speak up in this meeting because I might be wrong. Boundaries, I'm not going to stay in a meeting where my ideas are consistently dismissed. Limitations, I can't start this business because I don't have enough experience. Boundary, I'm not taking on investors who want to control my vision. Limitations, I can't ask for that promotion because someone else is more qualified. Boundary, I'm not staying in a role that doesn't recognize my contributions. See it? Limitation shrinks you, boundaries protects you. Limitations come from fear, boundaries come from self-worth. I learned this living on a remote island in Kenya, navigating a relationship where compromise wasn't an option. I had to figure out fast, what are my actual limits and what are just stories I've been carrying. Most of that I thought were limitations, were just narratives. Stories about what I could handle, stories about what I deserved, stories about what was appropriate for me to want. And when I questioned those stories, when I sat with the discomfort of not knowing, when I stopped trying to manage everyone else's comfort, I discovered I was capable of exceptionally exponentially more. Not because I became superhuman, but because I stopped accepting someone else's good definition of my capacity. Your boundaries are sacred. Your limitations are fiction. So let's get tactical here. Here's exactly how you question and dismantle the limitations running your business decisions. Name your limitations. You can't dismantle what you want to knowledge. Use 15 minutes. Write down every business limitation you believe. I can't charge premium prices, for example, until I'm more established. I can't pitch to the client. They want someone with more expertise. I can't lead this team. I'm not confident enough yet. I can't speak on that stage. I'm not a natural presenter or storyteller. I can't scale this business. I don't have the right network. Get them all out. Don't judge them. Just see them clearly. Practice it every day. Brain dump every limitation. No filter. Just honesty. Trace the origin. Now ask, who installed this belief? Where did this actually come from? Was it your first boss who undermined you? Your parents who wanted you to play it safe? Your industry that values pedigree over performance? Society that told you to wait your turn? Most of your limitations aren't yours and never will be. They're inherited, absorbed, unquestioned. And when you trace them back, you'll see they're not facts. They're just opinions from people who had their own limitations. Practice this week. Pick your biggest limitation. Trace it back. Ask, whose fear am I carrying? Find counter evidence. Your brain confirms what you already believe. So if you believe you're limited, you'll find endless proof. Don't worry. Flip it. Intentionally look for evidence that your limitation is bullshit. I can't start a business without more experience. Find 10 founders who started with zero experience. I can't charge premium price. Find 5 people in your space charging 3 times what you charge. I can't speak on stage. Find speakers who started terrified and became exceptional. The evidence exists. You just have to let yourself see it. Practice it. Practice every day. Pick one limitation. Find 3 real example of people who proved it wrong. And test this is where most people stop. They question their limitations intellectually, but never actually test it out. And until you test them, they will still control you. So do the thing you think you can't do. Send the pitch you think you're not qualified for. Raise your prices even though you're not ready. Share your ID even though it's unconventional. Apply for the opportunity even though you don't check every box. See what actually happens. Not what you fear will happen, what actually happens. I was 19, remember that? Alone in Bangkok with no plan. I thought I'll just sleep in this broom closet. And someone kicked me out at 4 a.m. And you know what I learned? I figured it out because I had to. The limitation wasn't real. The resourcefulness was. Practice, practice, and practice. Document what you learn. Question it. Every single time it shows up limitations, don't disappear after your one breakthrough. They're patterns, neural pathways, habits. So every time one shows up, question it again. Is this actually true? Or is it just fear talking? Is this a real boundary? Or is this just conditioning? Am I protecting myself? Or am I limiting myself? Make this a practice, not a one-time event. Practice it every day and every week. Set boundaries. Am I limiting myself right now? Notice when limitations are making your decisions. And here's a good one. Surround yourself with women who don't have your limitations. You become like the people you're around. So if everyone in your circle has the same limitations you do, you'll keep on reinforcing them. But if you're around women who are doing what you think you can't do, charging what you think you can't charge, leading how you think you can't lead, well, you'll start to see, oh, it's possible. She's not special. She just doesn't have the limitations within her. So practice. Please identify one woman doing what you think you can't do. Study her. Learn from her. Let her expand your sense of what's possible. So here's my question to you. What business decision are you not making right now because of a limitation that isn't real? What opportunity are you not pursuing because you think you're not ready yet? What price aren't you charging because you think you need more credential first? What leadership position aren't you stepping into because you think you need more experience? Whatever it is, question it. Trace it, test it, dismantle it, because your limitations are not real. They're just old information from a world that never expected you to build something this significant. I've done things people said were impossible. Traveled alone through Asia, wrote a book, lived on a remote island, been in prison, done absolutely everything without any traditional credential. Led with permission. Not because I'm special, not because I'm fearless, not because I don't have doubt, but because I question every single limitation that shows up. Every single time. And when I question them, I usually find they're not real. They're just stories, and I get to choose which stories I keep and which ones I release. I choose to release them. It's a good choice because I'd rather fail while trying than never try because I was too limited by somebody else's fear. I'd rather be uncomfortable and expanding than comfortable and stuck. I'd rather build something unprecedented than stay small in something safe. And I think you would too. So start questioning, start testing, start building from your actual capacity, not from an outdated programming. Your limitations are not real. They're just old information. And you get to choose what information runs in your business. Choose power, choose expansion, choose truth. If this resonated, subscribe. I'm here to help you dismantle every single limitation standing between you and the business you're actually capable of building. Because you're not here to play small. You are here to build something that matters, something unique, a blueprint. And limitations don't build empires. Women who question them do. See you in the next one.